lovelies, it's Serena Sims and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into another Sims 4 speed build, so grab a snack, get comfy, and let's turn some pixels into something gorgeous. Alright, let's jump right in. Today we will be building a cozy family home for our Building Newcrest series. I got the inspo for this build from Pinterest and I will put that image here on the screen right now. I really didn't have any family in mind when I started this build, but I figured that out toward the middle endish kind of sort of. And so yeah, it's going to be for a couple and their twin daughters. This build came in at 71,885 simoleons, and we are building this on the 30 by 20 Beech Byway lot in Newcrest, of course. I did add some lot traits for this build, which are homey, great soil, and good schools. I like to add in those traits just to help my Sims with whatever career or hobby or interest that they may have. I hardly ever do lot challenges, but I will throw some lot traits on there in a minute. So I also really need to start paying more attention to budget with these builds that I'm doing for Newcrest, just so that there can be some variety in the prices once we're done with everything. But I always move my Sims in with the free real estate cheat anyways, just because, I mean, in real life, we're not paying the full price for our homes. So my Sims do not have to pay the full price for their homes when they move in. But anyways, that's just how I play. But I still want to have some variety in prices. So yeah, that's going to be our goal for the rest of these lots. So I did use a reference photo for this layout, so the floor plan came together rather quickly, but it was the outside, like the paint and windows and stuff, where I really struggled. I wanted to make it colorful like I did the other two starter builds that you can kind of see right behind this lot, but I felt like everything was clashing, and I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. I did have a hard time with this build, and it's probably because prior to this, I was working on a build for my personal save file, with which I'm using CC for that. And it's always hard for me switching gears from using my custom content to not using my custom content. So yeah, I was having a hard time. But anyways, we got there in the end. I cut out most of me going back and forth with the windows and things, but these windows here, um, minus the front, I'm going to change the windows in the front, but this is pretty much what we're going to land on. I really did not want to use this beige and brown combo because I feel like I did that before. But like I said, all the colors that I was going for or that I wanted to do, I felt kind of clashed with the houses behind it. I really wanted to make this house blue and use like some reddish brown accents like trim and windows and things, but the house right behind it was blue, so I'm like, we can't have two blue houses next to each other. I mean, it's my game. I could do whatever I want, but but I don't know. I didn't want to have two blue homes next to each other. And I feel like I always gravitate towards blue for the exterior of my homes. So again, I'm trying to do something different, or I'm trying to do things different. I'm trying to learn how to build different things. But anywho, I had a little less of a struggle picking a floor. I really like this one here. This is my favorite base game floor. Um, but I chose not to go with it in the end. And I will say that these archways like pissed me off because they were not the same color. I'm like, how are they the same style and they don't have matching color swatches? But I'm pretty sure that's like a gripe of everyone's about this game. Like the base game swatches do not match at all. But anywho, and at this point, I didn't know who I was building this house for, but I did want to map out like where I wanted things. So this is going to be the secondary bedroom, and right now, I was decorating it for like a guest room per se, and then I thought the house that it was a little bit too big, so I kind of squeezed the rooms in a little bit. But like I said, I figured out toward the end that I wanted to, well, I figured out a family. I had a family in mind toward the end. So we're going to come back and redo this room for the twins. So yeah, this will be the parents' room. The rooms are just about the same size. I want to say maybe the parents' room was one row of tiles bigger, so maybe 4 or 5 tiles bigger than the kids' room. But yeah, they're generally the same size. So here I am. I thought I was going to do it for maybe a child and a toddler, but then I'm like, no, let's do it for twins. And then, like I said, the window was going to change. I hated the fact that the inside swatch of that dark brown window was white on the inside. And I don't know, it was just throwing me off. So I switched the windows at the front just to match the windows that we were having for the rest of the house. So there is that. So as of right now, here I'm just grabbing furniture, trying to get the layout together. Like I knew I wanted to use these things. The swatches of the beds are going to change. And I spent entirely way too much time trying to pick a swatch for these wardrobes as well. But yeah, so I landed on that one. I liked that the fact that the skulls were on that bed because I'm thinking this Sim would want to go into the Reaper career or have that, is it macrame? I don't know how to pronounce that word, but that M word trait that came with the Life and Death pack, the trait where they want to be like the Grim Reaper. So I'm imagining the twin on the right will have that trait. And then the twin on the left wants to do something like with, I don't know, maybe music. Maybe she's into music, which I didn't play into that a lot because I did not even put a guitar or any type of musical instrument in here for her. And I'm assuming they're girls. I mean, they don't necessarily have to be girls, but but here I am just grabbing them both a desk because I am going to give them both a laptop. But I wanted to find something to put on the walls to kind of fit their personalities. So I went with the collage of posters from Not For Rent, from Life and Death, as well as I can't remember where those other collage of posters come from, but they give me music vibes. I'm guessing, like a boy band, a guitar, stuff like that. Maybe cutouts or not cutouts, posters that they would have gotten from a magazine. Do they even still make magazines anymore? I don't know. When I was a teenager, we got our posters out of magazines. But again, I am older. I'm almost 40 years old. So yeah, there's that. So I did have the bathroom just kind of laid out with some furniture just to get placing, but I'm going to switch out some things. Like I switched out the sinks. I knew I did not want to use those sinks from Parenthood, but I believe everything else is pretty much already in here that I wanted, like the shower tub combo from Growing Together, as well as just a regular toilet. And I really love this shelf here. I can't remember what pack it's from. Is it Seasons? But yeah, so here I am. I'm gonna grab just some knickknacks and things for in here. Towel rack, a rug. I'm going to get some black towels for the floor. Here I'm just going through multiples just to figure out, what kind of color scheme I want. And then so I landed on like a black and white and this teal just based off of those towels. And I also thought it would be cool to change the washer and dryer to that same swatch. So that's what we did. Another thing I struggled with a lot in this build. I had no idea what colors I wanted to do the walls. So we start off with this white, but we're going to go to like this chocolate brown toward the end. And here I am just going through the catalog as I'm seeing things. I'm just going to grab them out, just so that, just cut down on time. Whenever I'm building these, I try to build these as quick as I can just so that the editing process can be a little bit easier. But I want to say I took about maybe 4 to 5 hours on this build. And I don't know why I beat myself up about taking so long. I'm pretty sure others take that long too, but I don't know. I just feel like I only have a limited amount of time to play anyway, so a lot of my time is consumed with building, but it's fine because I love being in the game anyways. Like this game mellows me out, it chills me out, it de-stresses me. My job is like it's not a hard job. It's just I use my brain a lot. I'm in the finance industry, and so I don't know, I just like to chill when I'm not working, and this relaxes me. So, we skipped the kitchen and we skipped the dining room. At this point, I'm still literally just placing things that I know I wanted to use. So I know I wanted to put a fireplace in here, so I'm going ahead and I'm doing that. And I also wanted to use this particular TV. I want to say it came from one of those um events, reward events, or whatever it's called. I really should have kept this blue color in here. I really liked it. I don't know why I changed it for the life of me, but I ended up changing it. I was trying to use that TV as inspiration because, like I said, whenever I built this, I really didn't have anything in mind. I just went on Pinterest, picked up, build, and like, okay, let's build this for the channel. Um, if I was thinking properly, I should have decorated it for Christmas because it is getting close to Christmas, but I didn't. And I really should have cut this part out too because I went through a ton of options for the walls in this house. Like I wanted to use these ones from Life and Death because I really like them, but to me it's given like dated or older home, and that's not what I wanted. But that's not what I was seeing. I wasn't seeing like an older home per se. I was seeing like a more modern or an older home that's been renovated. Because I also wanted to use this wallpaper from, I want to say that's from the Vampires pack, but yeah, I had the hardest time. So I moved on from that. Oh, this brown that is here is the brown that we're gonna land on. So yeah, here I am realizing that those archways are two totally different colors, and it bothered me so much. So I'm going to, and also again, these ones look similar to me, and they're also two totally different colors, which was so annoying. And then I also didn't want to use this small one and this tall one just because I'm like, oh my God, why can't they be the same height? Different widths, same color, but they weren't. So for the main entryway, like from the door, I'm just going to use some columns and spandrels, and then we're just going to leave that smaller archway for the hallway. And those were also still not the exact same color, but they were closer than the other two options that I had. So here we are moving on to the kitchen now, and I'm just pulling out all the cabinets that I think that I wanted to use, just see what the vibes were and to see what meshed better with this tile, because for whatever reason I really wanted to use this tile. How did the walls go back to blue? I thought about using this blue, but again, I changed the wall colors several times in this build, and yeah, we just decided to go with the brown. I feel like I use this blue a lot. So I was just trying to do something a little bit different. So I do recall that everything that I filmed prior to this shot was filmed on one day, and then from here on forward was filmed on a different day. And so I came back with some fresh new ideas, or not really fresh new ideas, I guess just a better idea on what I wanted the build to look like. So the kitchen's there. It's going to be, well, right now it's at like this grayish swatch, light gray swatch, which I kind of like that, but I'm gonna tell you it's gonna change. But I'm gonna keep using the Parenthood ones. Is that Parenthood? No, that's Jungle Adventure. I'm gonna keep using the Jungle Adventure ones. We're just gonna change the swatch on that. Okay, so here I am just putting like some spandrels around the inside just to kind of break up the tile and wallpaper. And then so here we are just decorating. I wanted to put this entryway table in here with like this collage of photos. But this wall is pretty big, so I feel like we needed something a little bit bigger. I should have, whoa, I should have left that art set. I want to say this from the bowling stuff pack or something like that, but I moved that over into the dining room, and we're gonna put something else up here. We're gonna use that art piece that we got from the most recent base game update, the African inspired base game update, and I really, really love it. Okay, still here, I had no idea what I wanted the parents to do. So I thought about having one of the parents have the jewelry making table or be a jewelry maker, but I didn't like the fact that that table was right there. And then the lot was kind of too small for me to add another room for them to do that in. So I just took it away altogether. But I felt like this space was empty. So I wanted to find something to put right there. But again, I just moved on until something came to my head. So here we are. We have this table and this buffet from Seasons. I really like the table, and I had no idea that these were the actual chairs that went with it. Like, why are these chairs so tall? And I wanted to try to use them, but I don't know. I just didn't like them. So he pulled out some chairs. I want to say some different chairs it is. I want to say these chairs are from Parenthood, but I could possibly be wrong. I wanted to put a wreath outside the door, so we went ahead and did that. And here I am just trying to figure out what we want to put in this entryway, in this little space, yet again. So here I am getting a potted plant. No, not a potted. I mean, it is a potted plant, but it's a live plant from Is it pack called Adventure Awaits? No, from the fairy pack. Enchanted by Nature. Okay, so we got that. Sorry, I was laughing a little bit too loud. So we got we're decorating the buffet, going back into the kitchen, popping in. So um I was looking through the catalog and I'm like, why do I still have like the little new sticker by some stuff? And I haven't bought a new kit in a couple of weeks, or anything new for that matter. And I say weeks, it's been a couple months. But anywho, I forgot that I bought the kitchen clutter kit, and never really use any of the items from there. So um I just filtered for that pack, and I just used, I want to say a lot. I used most, not most, I've used some of the items from that pack just to clutter up our kitchen. So yeah, so I did that, and then I wanted to have like a coffee bar in here, just because I have like a little coffee bar, and I try to put that in all of my builds. So here I am here just trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the kitchen. I knew those gray counters just was not it. So here I am just looking at this dark swatch, then against the white swatch, and then I thought about doing the uppers white and then leaving the lowers this dark color. My kitchen is like that. My island counters are white, and the other counters in my kitchen, counters cabinets, they are darker wood. So I thought about doing that, but in the end, I just settled on doing this dark wood swatch for both the island and the back counters slash cabinets. So yeah, there's that. And here I am again, just decorating these two little floating shelves I put in here. I didn't want to use the end shelf from this Jungle Adventures pack, just because I didn't like the fact that those teal plates kept repeating. So yeah, we just put an open shelf, and then we just kind of cluttered those up. So now here I am going back to this, I call it an intro, but it's more like a hallway type situation. I used the little table from Crystal Creations, as well as that art piece from the most recent update, like I was talking about. And then I went ahead and I put two of the frames from Growing Together, just because this is a family home, and I typically like to take a lot of pictures of my Sims, and there wasn't a piece of art or anything that I felt was big enough to like take up the space. This was a very long wall. So I just went ahead and put those picture frames there. So if you do decide to download this, you can go ahead and place your Sims family photos inside of those frames. So yeah, we're pretty much done with the kitchen area. So now I just decided to go on into the parents' bedroom. Again, I knew I wanted to use this, not again because I never said it, but I knew I wanted to use this bed from the Life and Death pack. And then I also wanted to create not a focal, well, yeah, I guess it would be called a focal wall, like a accent wall was the word I was looking for. I wanted to create an accent wall. But I don't know, I just felt like the flowers. Okay, I'm not a big, huge a fan of flowers, even though like I'm a girl. I'm really not a girly type girl. For the longest time, I was a tomboy growing up. And I don't know if that's like a country word or what, but it just basically mean that like I was like one of the boys. I was a girl, but I hated wearing dresses. Well, I am a girl, but I hated wearing dresses. I hated doing like girly things. I hated dressing up. Like you could find me outside climbing fences, climbing trees, like playing rough, like playing football, doing stuff like that. I love sports. Loved it back then, still love it, but now I've tapped into my femininity a little bit, but I'd rather wear sweatpants and Nikes than heels and a dress. So yeah, there's that. Anywho, enough rambling. The parents' room has pretty much come together. Again, we just have these two massive blank walls, and I really didn't know what to do with them. So here I am just creating my own little collage. So in my mind, these photos that I'm using the tool mod to size down are like, I don't know, maybe they are the parents. The photos are giving kind of old to me, so maybe they're grandparents instead of parents, but yeah, just I created that little collage. I put a chair in the corner with this little poof. Excuse me. I am gonna change the chair. Trying to remember what I did because now I'm drawing a blank. I was doing pretty good in the beginning of this, but I'm not anymore. So I was gonna put that bookshelf in here just to cover up some of the space because again, I really don't like the art in the game. So I was struggling trying to find something to cover this wall with, but I'm going to swap that bookcase out for this wardrobe from Horse Ranch just because I didn't feel like there was enough storage space for the clothes in this room. And then I'm changing that chair out. The original chair is from Life and Death, but this one here I want to say is from Paranormal. It's just a little bit bigger than that one I was trying to use before, just to kind of fill in that corner a little bit. So yeah, that's the parents' room pretty much done with. So now we're moving on into the living room, and I want to say this is the final room that we have to kind of decorate. Um, I didn't know what couch I wanted to use. I thought about using this one from base game, and then I have that one out there from Casanova Cave Kit out there. Then again, here I am trying to lean towards something that's a little bit more um antique and dated, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted this house to be a little bit modern. I wanted to use the ones from Life and Death, if I'm being honest. However, they just didn't have, like, there wasn't a sofa and a love seat combo that matched, and I kind of don't like that. So yeah, I just decided not to use that. And for whatever reason, I was trying to use that curved couch from that farming pack, cottage living. I really like that couch. I wanted to use that, but I didn't. Just because again, it didn't have a matching love seat swatch. And I thought about using that love seat from the Crystal Creations kit, but I just decided against it. And we went ahead and went with the sofa and love seat combo from Casanova Cave. I want to say that's where that's from. Or No, not Cozy Kitchen. I think it's from Casanova Cave. Is that what it's even called? I don't know. And here I am drawing blanks again. And it's really late, might I add. It's like 9 o'clock. Well, it may not be late for you guys, but for me, it's late just because I wake up pretty early during the week for work. So I'm a little tired, but I really need to get this done and get this out for you guys. So we've done this little built-in bookcase type situation on the left hand side. I really don't know like what jobs I want the parents to do. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe the mom can be a writer, although I don't have a computer, like a family computer in here. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking the mom is like a writer or something. And maybe the dad, I don't know, is like just in finance like me. Maybe he's in like the business person career. I don't know what that career is called, but yeah. So again, I'm using the rug that came in that update as well. I really love these new items from that update. I want to say, did I end up grabbing the plant that came with it as well? I can't really remember, but I'm using these side tables from, is it Cats and Dogs? I really like how the dark the majority of it was the dark wood, um and then the tops was like a light wood. It looks homemade and I really like that. Oh, yes, I did use that plant from that recent update as well. And here I am just finding another plant just to put on top of the bookcase just to like fill in that little hole. I could have used made all four bookcases tall, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it being little. In my mind, I really was going to try to make that like into a seat, but I just didn't have the patience at this point, because I'm not even going to lie. I was really fed up with this build and I was just really trying to finish it. Um, so yeah, you saw me pop back into the twins room just to give them little side tables. Those are from Dream Home Decorator. And then I'm getting them their little water bottles and some clutter on their nightstands. So the twin on the right is going to have, she has those tarot cards on her nightstand. And then the twin on the left is going to have like a journal and her camera. They both have frames above their beds to put their pictures with each other or their friends. We also have a little cork board for our musical twin. We're going ahead and putting them a mirror in here. At this point, I want to say their room is pretty much done. So yeah, I tried to put a rug in that small little hallway, but I decided against it. Like I said, I really wasn't trying to be nitpicky at this point. I really was just trying to finish with this build. So the inside's pretty much done. So now we're moving out to landscaping. Um, yeah, I didn't even want to fool with like debug or any of that to try to make the landscaping match the world. I just pulled out these shrubs, hedges, whatever you want to call them that I usually use, and then here we are. We're just creating some little magical thing with these different bushes that I tried to use. So in my mind, the mom is not for her job. I just want to say for her hobby. She likes to plant flowers or tend to her flowers. So I wanted to make the front flower bed look really, really nice because she really takes pride in how her front facade looks. She like takes care of these flowers herself. And then in the back, I'm also gonna put a couple of planters as well as a flower arranging table for her. Because in my mind, like I said, I don't want her to do this for a job. I'm thinking that she just likes to do this as a hobby, like in her spare time or whatever. I don't even know, like I said, I don't even know what kind of jobs I want them to have. It's like I said, I just really wanted to put this build out just so that I can post something for you guys. But anyway, we are nearing the end. I'm putting in those planter boxes. Like I said, I'm putting in some of the big ones and some of the smaller ones. Yeah, and then we're going to go ahead and do some terrain paint. I really wanted to put a pergola back here just for some coverage. But I just decided to use the picnic table with the umbrella on it just because I don't know, those pergolas were huge. But yeah, so we're just going to finish up some landscaping, do some terrain painting. We're going to get a little path for the front, and then I'll meet you guys back here for a real-time tour of this build. Okay, lovely. So here we are spawned into the game so that we can do a tour of our build. So let's just go around the outside. I did do some landscaping out here. Didn't forget the mailbox or the outdoor trash cans. Oops. So here we are. This is our small but mighty backyard. I do have some planters around here because my idea is that the mom maybe sells flower arrangements on the side or has like a small business, Etsy type shop. I don't know. I didn't put anything from businesses and hobbies in here, but you know, those are just my ideas for these Sims. Then after that, we just have a grill picnic table, and that's about it. So let's go around to the front and we will go inside. Here is our entryway. So we have coat rack, umbrella rack, shoe rack, you know, burglar alarm, a little bench in here. Then we come into the house. We have like our parenting boards, a little table to store some knickknacks with one of the live plants from Enchanted by Nature. I wanted to fill this up with some art. I try not to put these empty paintings or these empty picture frames in here in a lot of my builds, but I put them in here in a couple places just because, you know, this is a family home, and me personally, I do like to take pictures of my Sims and their families. So yeah, and I just needed something to fill up the space. So there's that. Let's turn around into the kitchen. This part took me the longest to come up with, and I'm really happy how it came out. So yeah, there's our kitchen. Then we're gonna go into our dining room. We have a little buffet area or buffet table, console table, whatever you want to call it, over there with a little plant with weird shadows. And then here, whoops, here is our living room. We do have some bookshelves over here, some little knickknacks, some games. I did raise up this little speaker stand, just, I don't know, just because I needed something to fill that wall space up with. I don't think this is a live plant. I think this is just a plant from in-game, or is it a live plant? I think it's just a plant from in-game. Yeah, it's just a plant from in-game. Okay, again, living room area. Then we have a sliding glass door or sliding door to go out to the back. Okay, then we come in here to this little hallway area, and then we'll go into our parents' room. So here's that. I also struggled with the color scheme on this one, but I do like how it turned out in the end. So here's that, just a mixture of life and death with some horse ranch. I did not limit packs. I hate limiting myself because it's a struggle enough in my eyes to just build with the game, with the stuff that's in the game anyways. But anyways, there's that. So here is our shared bathroom equipped with laundry. I really like the color schemes in here as well. Just a coinky dink that the towels in this cabinet matches our laundry machine. My favorite picture. I did not put any curtains on this wall, but that was an oversight on my part. But you can definitely put a blind or something up there. But yeah, everything in here. Oh, I didn't put a toilet paper on either. Well, as of right now, this is not on the gallery, so I will add those things in before I put this on the gallery. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the final room. This is the room for the twins, our twin girls. So yeah, one side she's into like boy bands, music, photography because there's a camera, and then so this computer is hers. And then over here, this one is, I cannot pronounce that word, but she's into Grimm, and she wants to be a Reaper when she grows up. So yeah, we can kind of see that here. She has a little Reaper on her cup, a little tarot deck here, this poster from whatever that pack is. What is the name of the pack? Oh, Life and Death, duh. And then this is her computer setup. You know, they're not desk, they're wardrobe, mirror. They both have laundry baskets, even though these are not functional. I figure one in the parents' room and one in the actual bathroom is good enough. If not, you can just replace one of these with one of the functional ones. But yeah, so that is that. Let's leave off with an overhead shot, and I'll be back to close out the video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you like this build and you would like to place it in your game, it will be available on the gallery under my EA ID, which is SirenaSimsYT. This information, as well as other information about the build, can be found in the description box below. If you enjoyed the build, don't forget to give this video a like and hit subscribe so you'll never miss a new one. Drop your build ideas or challenges in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time, toodles!